Water. Earth. Nah, I'm not doing that intro. Never mind. I added bosses to Minecraft. They randomly generate into the world and get a random element assigned to them based on the biome they spawn in. Bosses come in 7 elements and can spawn with random wands in their hand, as well as being either a skeleton, a piglin, or a zombie. With Optifine installed, you'll notice that all of the bosses also have custom skins that make them look more similar to their respective elements. So that's lots of lava textures, but also like a ice one would be, you know, icy. Oh, and I've recently added support for the Reselect mod. This is a fabric mod that basically does the Optifine mob skins, except for fabric, so it's compatible with some of your favorite mods like the replay mod and others. I'll actually have that linked in the video's description if you're interested in downloading it. I personally have made the jump away from Optifine to Iris using Iris and Sodium, as well as replay mod, and then you can do like the Optifine zoom feature as well as the offhand torches. You pretty much can do anything that Optifine can do, except way better. So, how do bosses actually spawn? Well, when an Enderman or a witch spawns into the world, there is by default, a 1% chance that they will become a boss. So, really rare, but it will happen eventually. You can change the spawn rates to be whatever you want. There is a config. You can learn how to actually configure my Datapacks. There is an iCard in the top right to a video explaining how to change the Datapack configs. For showcase purposes, I'm going to actually set it to 100%. With it set to 100%, you can see when a witch spawns, it will now become a Terra Piglin, or maybe a Terra Zombie, or a Terra Skeleton. But after 3 spawn, by default, that is the most they can be in the world at once. Since we are past that, no more will spawn. You can, of course, configure this to be, again, whatever number you want. So then after about 2 Minecraft days, these would naturally despawn. Or, of course, if you kill them, they would not be alive. Because that's how dying works. So what exactly do bosses do? Well, if there's a player near them in survival mode, they will attempt to attack you, and they can cast different spells from my Moar Wands Datapack. If you haven't seen the Moar Wands Datapack, I'd suggest checking it out. So the Earth one, he's going to throw boulders at me, as well as occasionally trying to shoot the ground up below me. And these will cause world damage. If you're not careful, they can very easily kill you. But for the most part, pretty easy to avoid this guy. It is probably the most common one. But we'll see if it hits me with a ground attack in just a second. But yeah, so they have random attacks, kind of random timers. There's the ground attack. That can do a lot of damage and is much harder to avoid. But once I go back into creative mode, it will stop attacking me. And you probably already noticed, when killed, they drop these cores. These can be used to craft the wands in my Magical Wands Datapack, or Moar Wands Datapack. And yeah, you can install that as well. So, where exactly do these bosses spawn? Where do I find them? How do I get them into my world? Well, the Terra bosses, so like the Earth ones, you'll notice that they spawn, well, in the Plains biome, and we're getting them 100% of the time. That's because these spawn biome dependently in the following biomes on the screen right now. So mostly plains, forests, stuff like that, right? But suppose we were to fly down really low into the world. Might as well give myself night vision while I'm at it. You'll see once I get really low down into the world, instead of Terra bosses spawning, we'll have all metallic bosses. This is a different type of boss, and these are pretty deadly, by the way. They can throw different metal attacks at you, including some very scary pointed ones, and definitely want to avoid all of these spikes before they kill you. So, yeah, you want to be careful about the bosses, of course. They can throw a lot of fairly deadly... I'm dead. Fairly deadly attacks. So, metallic bosses can spawn anywhere below Y0. Water bosses can spawn in any water biome. This is not a water biome, but this over here is, because it's a river. They could also spawn in oceans and other such places like that. Electric bosses can spawn in any desert biomes or mesas, stuff like that, and they will shoot well, electric attacks at you. So, also pretty deadly. And yeah, let's just check that out real quick. So there's a lightning attack, pretty deadly. That one's really hard to dodge. It's a very fast lightning attack. And then there's one that can bounce. And all of their attacks are from the Moar Wands data pack. So literally any attack a boss can do, if you kill it and get the core, you can craft like a wand that will do the same thing. Air bosses are rather rare. They will only spawn above Y level 20 or something like that in the world. And then will attack you with gusts of air. So I'm probably going to fall off and die. So yeah, that's what the air bosses do. And then chicken biomes will replace Earth spawn if there's a chicken nearby when it spawns. So you can see, like, if it spawns over here, we get a Terra one. But if we spawn right next to the chicken, we get a chicken boss. And these attack by throwing exploding chickens at you, which makes them incredibly deadly. So yeah, do be careful if you encounter a chicken boss. And then finally, the fire boss can spawn in the nether, and only the nether. However, it cannot spawn in the warped forest biomes because we're replacing enderman spawns, and, well, far too many endermen spawn in the warped forests. So any other biome is totally on limits, though. I am probably dead. Alright, well those were the 7 types of bosses currently in the pack. I will be adding more in the future as I start to add more new elements of wands to the Moar Wands data pack. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. Let me know if you want me to make more videos in this style. And enjoy the bosses. They're a lot of fun to play with. So, thanks for watching.